Hello friends, welcome to my channel MITUSIR'S classes. Now I am going to discuss about the Indian polity article of the constitution. Indian polity article of the constitution. Article 25. Article 25. 25 freedom of conscience. Article 25 is the freedom of conscience and free from professions practice and free profession practice and propagations of religion and propagations of religions. Freedom of conscience and free professions practice and propagations of religion. These articles are based on the professions of religions. वो आर्टिकल बारे में जो जानता है ना वो रिलीजन बारे में वो आर्टिकल 25 अकॉर्डिंग टू द आर्टिकल 25 में क्या होता है ना एवरी पर्सन हैज द राइट एवरी पर्सन हैज द राइट to entertain any religious belief. Every person has a right to entertain any religious belief. वो जो जिसका मतलब जो होता है हिंदू मुस्लिम क्रिश्चियन सिख्स बहुत जो हो सकता है. According to Article 25, every person has the right to entertain any religion. According to the Article 25, every person has a right to entertain any religious beliefs and practices, and any religious belief and practices. Ritual worships, whatever we want to and propagate. Ritual worships, whatever we want and propagate. Whatever we want and propagates and declare his religious belief freely. And declare his religious belief freely. क्या होता है ना उनका religious belief उनको freely maintain करना होता है. Next, the propagating religious views. The propagating religious views or preachings. The propagating of the religious views or preachings are religious beliefs does not include forceful conversion. Religious beliefs are not included in the forceful conversations or proselytization. Peaceful conversation or proselytizations. किसको हम क्या करेंगे ना उनको फोर्सफुली नहीं रिलीजियस में नहीं कर पाएंगे. नेक्स्ट, फोर्सफुल कन्वर्सन वायोलेट्स फ्रीडम ऑफ कंसेंट. फोर्सफुल कंसेंट्स वायोलेट द फ्रीडम ऑफ कंसेंट. फोर्सफुल कन्वर्सेशंस वायोलेट द फ्रीडम ऑफ कंसेंट. फोर्सफुल कन्वर्सेशंस वायोलेट द फ्रीडम ऑफ कंसेंट. नेक्स्ट, द राइट इज एक्सरसाइज provided the right is exercised provided public orders. The right is exercised and provided public order, morality and health. Public order, morality, health and is not violated. Health is not violated. The right is exercised. The right is exercised prohibited. The right is exercised provided. The right is exercised and provided public order. Public order, morality and health. Morality and health is not violated. Morality and health is not violated. Next, the certain inhumans, illegals and superstitious practice. The certain inhumans, illegal and superstitious practices have been banned. The certain inhumans, illegal and superstitious practices have been banned in Article 25. Next, the religious practices like sacrificing animals or human beings. The religious practices like sacrificing animals and human beings for offering to gods and goddesses. For offering to God and goddesses or to some supernatural forces. Is not permissible. The religious practices or religions like practices are the sacrificing animals or human beings for offering to God and goddesses or to same supernatural forces are not permissible. Next, freedom of religion. Freedom of religions are based on the Article 25, freedom of conscience and freedom of profession, practice and propagations of religions. Article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession practice and propagations of religions are based on the freedom of religions. Freedom of religions are divided into four types. Four types. First one is the freedom of conscience. First one is the freedom of conscience. Freedom of religions are divided into four types. First one is the freedom of conscience. First one is the freedom of conscience. Second one is right to professes or professions. Third one is right to practice. Third one is the right to practice. Fourth one is the right to propagate. Fourth one is the right to propagate. First one is the freedom of conscience. Second one is the freedom right to professes. Third one is the right to practice. Third one is the right to practice. Fourth one is the right to propagate. And the four freedom of religions are based on the Article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagations of religions. Okay. Then first one is the freedom of conscience. What is freedom of conscience? क्या होता है? Freedom of conscience, inner freedom of an individuals to determine his relation. Inner freedom of an individual to determine his relations with the creature of nature, with the creatures of the nature. क्या होता है ना? फ्रीडम ऑफ कॉन्शियस होता है, क्या होता है? इनर फ्रीडम ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल्स टू डिटरमाइन हिज रिलेशंस with the creatures of nature. Determine the creatures of the natures. Next, right to professes. Right to professes are based on the Article 25, freedom of conscience and free professions, practice and propagations of religions are based on the right of professes. Declare of one's religious beliefs and faith openly and freely. Declare of one's religious beliefs, faith freely, openly and freely. Declarations of one's religious beliefs, faith freely and openly. Next, right to practice. Performance of religious worship, rituals, ceremonies, and exhibitions of beliefs and ideas. Right to practice performance of religious worships, rituals, ceremonies, and exhibitions of beliefs and ideas. Next, right to propagate. Right to propagate are the last point of the Article 25 of the right to propagate. Expositions of tenets of one's religion. Disseminations of one's beliefs without coercing to someone to a particular religious doctrine. Last one is the right to propagate. Expositions of tenets of one's religion. Expositions of the tenets of one's religions. Disseminations of one's beliefs without coercing someone's to a particular religious doctrine. Thanks. Please share, subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you.